Years ago when the dams were built, the Carr dams on the Cumberland River system and the TVA dams on the Tennessee River system, they're built mostly in the late 40s, early 50s for flood control. Many of them were later retrofitted for power generation. And they also have benefits for recreation too from the big lakes or reservoirs formed behind the dams. They do a lot of good things. They do real good flood control work. But one of the downsides of dams is that the cold water sinks to the bottom of the dam, and that's where they release water for flood control or for power generation. That's great for trout, not so good for the native warm water species such as largemouth bass. There used to be, in a lot of the rivers, such as the nearby Obie River here, recreational fisheries based on those warm water species. Since the dams came into operation, those have gone away because largemouth bass need 63, 64 degree water to reproduce before they'll spawn. Trout, however, thrive in the cold water, so we've replaced basically a fishery that was based on warm water species to one nowadays based on cold water species. We make up for the damage that the cold water releases from the dam have done to the various tailwaters by supplying trout for stocking below those dams. If it wasn't for stocking trout, there wouldn't be much fishing below the dams in some of these tailwaters. Once the eggs come in, they're placed in jars and they're gently rolled with water from the lake. And that aerated water supplies the eggs with oxygen and carries away waste products. But typically at 52 degrees, the eggs will stay in the jars for about 2 weeks. They'll hatch. We put them down into tanks, which we've seen inside. We put the hatched eggs, which are then called sack fry, down the bottom of these tanks for further development. At this point, they're heavier than water, so they just sink to the bottom and lay there. And they'll absorb that yolk sac over time. We've seen in Petri dishes the difference in what a week will make in development of these fish. The young ones are typically real red color or orange color, and that's because of all the yolk still in their body. And as they develop that yolk, as they absorb the yolk sac, they start to grow and they'll turn darker and lose some of that red or orange color. They'll stay in these tanks then until they're 4 or 5 months old, then they'll be 3 inches long, and we move them out into nursery raceways, the little narrow raceways outside. After they outgrow those, we put them in the 8-foot wide production raceways. And they'll be split several more times before they get to 9 inches. And if there's uneven growth, we put graders in them, which separates them out by size. When the fish go out, they're uniform size. A 9-inch fish are all 9 inches, and they don't range from 12 to 4. And from the time the egg comes in and hatches to the time a 9-inch fish goes out, it's about 14 to 15 months. It used to take about 18 months, but we've got much better fish food available on the open market these days, so we can grow them a little faster. We do use friendly chemicals, people-friendly chemicals, environmentally friendly chemicals. Most of our oil products are all rehabbed oil. We do have a an effluent treatment system. When we collect fish waste, it no longer goes directly into the Obie River. The sludge is settled out it's separated from the cleaning water. The clean water is put back into the Obie River, and the sludge is pumped into a settling pond. We've also got awards over the year for our recycling efforts. We recycle all our oil, most of our paper products, aluminum cans, all the metal that goes through this place is all recycled. We have plans in the future for a pollinator garden, and not just focus on monarchs, but also bees, bats, and some other things too. Monarch preservation is a service priority right now. We do have wild milkweed that grows on the place, and caterpillar from the monarch feeds exclusively on milkweed plants. I'm seeing them now for this last year and this for the first time, which is a good sign. But we'd like to do what we can to help. We do get about 40,000 visitors a year through here, especially when the campground is open. We have a public fishing area down below the hatchery that we stock every Friday, and people know that. And so we have special tours come in here, and the tours are tailored to whatever the school kids would get a different tour than, say, a fish culture class from Tennessee Tech. But we tailor our tours to fit those different groups. We get lots of tours here. In April, we get a lot of local schools in Middle Tennessee sending kids here. They can come in here and see everything there is to do at the hatchery, what you've seen today. And we'll let them feed the fish too, free of charge. And they really like that. That usually wraps up the tour. They really enjoy that. We do have some special events too that we offer on Free Fishing Day, Tennessee Free Fishing Day, which is in June. We have a kids fishing rodeo. We just had our 21st annual one last June. And we get about 300 kids and maybe 250 adults come. It's free of charge. Our friends group supplies free hot dogs. There's face painting going on, and we got informational packages for the kids, free prizes to give away. Matter of fact, when they sign up, we use the sign-up sheets to draw random prizes, so kids don't have to catch a fish to win a prize. And we'd like to welcome all the kids in the area to come by for that. And so we do a lot of outreach here. We do have formal tours. If anyone wants to call ahead, we're glad to set something up. If you come in and announce and want one, chances are someone will be able to go ahead and cut free and go talk with folks. People can come in anytime and see any of these stages of development of trout, from the egg to the big display fish in our outdoor raceways. People are more than welcome. We're open every day of the year from 7:30 to 3:30. So come on out and visit us. This is your hatchery.